Hi, Jeannie here, and today I'm going to show you how to remake a simple sales page from LeadPages in Divi. So this is the lead page, and this is sort of an old template. And so I'm going to go ahead and remake something very similar in Divi. So I'm going to go to my WordPress website, and I'm just going to go to Pages, Add New. And I'm going to call this Master the Launch. Maybe I'll just copy the whole title so that it's in there for SEO purposes. And then I'm going to go to use the Divi Builder. Now this is loading the Divi Builder. And the Divi Builder is different from the lead page builder. So I'm not logged into LeadPages. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste content here. So I'm going to go back, and I don't know if Divi really has a pre-made layout that's similar to this. And so I can go to Browse Layouts, and I'm using, if I search for testimonials, I'm using this personal stylist all over the rest of my site. And I'm not sure if any of these are going to really work with the type of pages that I'm going to be designing. And so I could load one of these layouts just to get the font and sizing of some of these things. Let's take a look at the home page. I'm not necessarily using this home page layout. And so I might want to look at the page that looks most similar to maybe what I want to use. So I'm just going to use this layout. You could also build from scratch. And it may take a little bit of time to load the layout. So here it's loading the layout, and I'm just going to go ahead and publish this so I can see what I'm working with. And so I'm publishing this lead page, and I'm going to go ahead and view this in a new tab. So this is what the page looks like. You can always remove the menu, and right here this doesn't have a menu, but what I can do is enable the Visual Builder, and I can start filling this in. And I may have to remove a lot of this in order to get the look that I'm trying to achieve with this very simple page right here. So I do like that the font size is consistent with the rest of my sites, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this title. Control C is the shortcut for that. I'm going to go to the module settings and click on the gear icon. And so I'm going to highlight this and go to paste as plain text. And so let's give this an admin label and save that. So the title is bigger than what's here, but that's okay. I'm just going to copy this next paragraph and I'm going to put it right here. So same thing, we're going to go to paste as plain text and add the admin label so this is easier to find later. And we'll save that. Okay, so we have these two sections. It's a lot larger, but that's okay. The branding is more consistent with the rest of my site. So there's a click to add to cart, And what I can do from here, since these sections really don't match what I'm looking for, is I can go ahead and delete them. So I'm going to delete that and that and that. And maybe I'm going to use this at the bottom. So let's save this. So the purple saves everything on the whole page. Little check boxes only save what you're working on in these little boxes. So let's go ahead. What I'm looking for is an add to cart button. And so it may help to add this. You can see there's the section, there's this green portion, and then there's this text box. So it sometimes helps to refresh this. Let's close out this, and I'm just going to exit the Visual Builder, and I'm going to go to the backend Divi Builder. So we've simplified this layout quite a bit. We're going to edit the page. And some things are easier to do with the Divi Builder, some things are easier to do with the Visual Builder. So right now, you can add a module that will go right below that. You can add a row or a section. And I'm going to try with a module just to test this out. And I'm going to go to add to cart. So there is a WooCommerce add to cart. And I haven't used this before, so we'll just take a look at this. I don't think I have a product created already, so you could choose one or make one later. So I'm just going to add this one for now. It's not the right product, but I'll WooCommerce. Let's label that and just take a look at what it looks like. I want to see what the button looks like. So let's go ahead and update that. And if I don't like the look of that, I might go back and just add a button. I could also take a screenshot of this and add an image. So if I don't like exactly how it looks, I may go back and make it even more simple. So here it is, and I don't necessarily like that add to cart. This is a lot more bold. So what I'm going to do, let's edit the page. And I'm going to try a different type of module. So Divi has different building blocks that you can use, and so this one isn't exactly what I want, so I'm going to delete that, and let's go ahead, let's just search for button. And Divi lets you style your buttons. So let's go to click here to add to cart. Click here to add to cart. You can link to it. So let's just copy the link address. And this is from PayPal. I'm going to have it go into a new window, and let's label this add to cart. It doesn't matter if you're not capitalizing because this is just visible on the back end. And we'll see what the default button looks like. And I may format it a little bit later. So let's view this in a new tab. And so I don't actually see the button. So maybe the contrast isn't right. So let's go and take a look at this. Let's go to the design button. So use custom styles for button. Let's go to yes. Okay, so button text color, it's kind of a gray, so I can actually use my color picker and see if I can detect what this is. It's not exactly detecting the section. So it was a little bit too fast. Let me go and click it again. That's white, so that's not the color that I wanted. This might be, so F8, F8, F8. Okay, it says it's copied to the clipboard, so let's see if we can put it in. And I guess that's, I don't know. Text color might not be the right thing. I'm just going to eyeball it. So let's kind of choose a grayish color here. And so there's the text color. Let's just update, do one thing at a time and see how that looks. It doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to pop. And so that's refreshing. Let's go ahead and refresh this page and see if it will be visible. It's probably white on white. Okay, so that is a gray color. It's pretty close to what I want. I think I would like to center this. So I'm going to go back in here and go back to the design. Let's go to alignment and we'll center this. And I want a yellow button. So let's go back and go back to design, box shadow, spacing button. So there's the text. You can change the text size, but in background, we can make this a color. So let's just choose this kind of default yellow and see what we think of it. And go to update. So I've made a couple changes and let's just see if we refresh this. As it's saving, it should pop up. And it looks like I need better contrast here. So I probably need a darker yellow and maybe even a larger button. So I can do more troubleshooting on this button later, but I'm going to move to this next section. So there's kind of this checkbox section that I've got. So let's go to, so here's everything you get. And I'm going to add that next. And the button still needs improvement, so I'll work on that later. So I think what I'll do is add a new section. And I'm going to make this a I think I'll just make it regular for now. We can always experiment with that. So I'll make it, you could do 3 so it's more centered if you need to. This is pretty centered on the page, but I'm just going to do full width for now. And let's see if I can just add a text box. So here's the text box. I'm going to paste in plain text. We're going to make this, if we can, centered. So you can change the heading. Let's make it centered. And let's just update that. So this may take a little bit more tweaking and some time to rebuild the same look. Let me refresh. And looks like I'm going to align that. So I'll do a little bit more rebuilding from scratch for the rest of these sections. And that's all there is to it. Have a great day.